Travel Saturday with Sarah and Ed on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio.
With Visit New Jersey. From sky to shore, from sun to snow. With winning historic cities.
See visitnj.org.
Well, Ed Finn and Sarah Slattery are back in studio.
Hi Trina, how are you?
How are you?
Happy
Great.
Travel Saturday.
Great to see you again. I know you've been very busy. Every time I talk to you on email, you're like, I'm just jumping on a flight here. But isn't that what you do for a living? So, want to talk today about Italy and Lake Garda, a place I've never been to. I'd absolutely love to go.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely magnificent. I mean, I think Italy is like somewhere everyone in their life has to go. I mean, the famous Italian on basta una vita, one life is not enough for Italy kind of thing. There's so much there to see and do. But Lake Garda is a place that Irish people have been going to for years. And I think it's a fantastic holiday. There's so much to do there. The mountains, the lakes, right beside Verona and Venice as well. And Sarah, you've been there. You love it as well. It's just the best holiday, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I think it is, I know it's such a cliche to say there's something for everybody, but there really is. Like, you've got the quiet, beautiful, small little villages. Then you've got the busy, family-orientated spots with lots of adventure activities to do. So you can kind of have it quiet, you can have it lively. Of course, the scenery is stunning. But you've also got then so many places to visit nearby. As Ed was saying, Venice, Verona. And one of the other reasons I thought it was good to talk about Garda today is because it's really accessible now. We've direct flights to Verona from Dublin, but there's loads of other airports that are quite close, Milan and Bergamo. Like Bergamo, there's flights from Knock and Cork as well. Yeah. And it's only about 90 minutes from there. Verona is probably the handiest, but it's still quite accessible for lots of airports around Ireland. So it's a really, really good holiday destination for couples, for families. It definitely has one of those things for everybody, I think.
Would flights to Italy be pricey?
No, I mean, what Sarah's saying there, a lot of the tour operators, like, like the top flights, the click and goes, like a lot of the tour operators have all these packaged up. So you'd be looking at kind of weeks from about $8.99, $9.99, like that would be dinner, bed and breakfast, including a few tours as well. But the flights I was looking at there, it depends. I mean, like you've got Ryanair to Bergamo, you've got Aer Lingus to Verona, Milan Malpensa we used to have, but Milanata, you have a lot of different ways of getting there. So because there's a lot of accessibility, Trina, they're not that expensive. But in July and August, they are now. I love to go here in May, but September for me is a great time to go. Now, we were talking there earlier, just when the Verona Opera is amazing, right? It really is fantastic because you go there, it's in the old amphitheatre. Verona, of course, Romeo and Juliet, you go and see the balcony, the whole history there.
Wow, I'd love to do that,
Verona's probably one of the most romantic cities in Italy. Now, if you like handbags and leather and stuff as well, you'll go mad when you go to Verona because they have the most beautiful shops, stunning the taste and restaurants. Now, I remember sitting outside, going to Aida and sitting outside in a lovely restaurant, which was about 10 minutes from the theatre, from the arena, and I remember getting a gorgeous pizza and a bottle of red wine, and it was like €10 per person or something. It's incredibly affordable as well.
So even near where you're going to the opera, you think they'd be hiking up the prices there?
I know. And I mean, that was just about that was only about a year before COVID. And the thing is there, right, you've different things. You can go what's called the gradinata, right, which is you sit on the actual stones, the stone seats, and everyone brings your cushion because, it can be a bit tough on the rear end after about 3 hours. But like Aida, for example, like all the sheep that come on, like elephants come on, it's like real. It's not like a state theatre. It's like this amazing live performance. Like they go to incredible lengths to show these as if it was real. So that's really fantastic. And you can stay in Verona very cheaply as well. Do a night there if you want. It was €6 on the bus. I was staying in Riva del Garda, beautiful hotel there, the Centrale, which is right on the square. You can book that as well directly. It's hard to get in there sometimes. €6 on the bus from there to Verona. Public transport in Italy is ridiculously cheap, and use it as much as you can because it's fantastic.
Yeah, I suppose you probably don't even really need to hire a car, do you?
No, not at all.
Between the buses, and then you can get ferries as well across the lake to all the different towns, and there's a brilliant train service. So no, definitely you wouldn't need to hire a car.
And then you can have more wine.
Yeah, listen, you know what, the boat, right? You can get the boat. You crisscross the lake, right? So from Riva, you can go to, like Limone, for example, like lemon. You go and you see all these beautiful lemon trees. You sit outside on the terrace overlooking the lake. You have your mascarpone cherries and ice cream, which is what everybody has, and your Aperol spritz, and you sit there and it's like, you feel like George Clooney in your own villa. It's absolutely fabulous. And then what's the other one, Sarah, with the activity one?
Malchesney, I think that's the other side.
Malchesney is the other side.
You get a cable car up to Montebaldo, which is, you'll see people paragliding off the top, and brilliant for hikers or adventure lovers as well. The cable car is a really, really cool thing to do. So there's lots of, I think people sometimes when they think of Lake Garda, they think it's like, old couples and things like that. Not at all. Lots of adventure. There's a gorgeous beach there, Laziz as well.
Windsurfing schools in Montalban. That Germans love that as well. There's a huge amount of activity there.
It's really big for adventure sports. There's a new cycle path. Every year you hear it's opening this year, it's opening next year. Now they're saying 2026 before it's finished, but it's going to be 140 kilometres long. But at the moment, over near Limone, there is a section of it actually open, and it's real Instagrammable now. You'll see it on going around viral. I think it's only a couple of kilometres at this stage, but it's literally
that's perfect for me. That's all I want. A couple of kilometres. No, to my 2 kilometres back on the ice cream.
Your 15-second reel done, and it looks amazing.
Gelato.
I say half of the people on Instagram aren't even going on the site.
Oh yeah,
they're
2 minutes
the little,
up and down.
Done. But,
when I was on holidays, just talking about that actually on Instagram, we were laughing because there was a gorgeous there was a few different pools in the hotel I was staying in, and there was a circular kind of really fancy pool for the adults, and they had those gorgeous beds that they're like almost 4 poster beds.
Oh yes,
beautiful, but nobody really goes on them because I think you have to pay extra.
Yeah.
And I was watching this woman, it was so funny. So she basically was lying on the bed, getting her kids to take all the photographs and looking around to see if there was anyone there, jumping up and going, that was for Instagram. She's letting on that she's been lying on that bed all day and she's no more. So funny.
They're very popular as well. But that's the great thing about you get so much of a mix of people there as well, don't you? But I mean, in terms of, I remember that was one of the first holidays that I did when I went to Italy years ago, and you can go back again and again. As I said, you cycle around, you hire your bike, you can swim in the lake, you have the mountains overlooking you, the fresh air. Again, it's just, and the prices don't seem to have increased over the years at all. It seems to be incredibly, they just don't seem to go up at all, which is really, really affordable. The Italians seem to know what they're at there, really.
Yeah, and I know you were mentioning a couple of people earlier, and I know travel department, for anyone who wants to do like a package, they have a Venice, Verona and Lake Garda trip, and I think it's like $869 or something per week, including your flights, your hotels, excursions.
Includes Francis Brennan as well. He goes along as well. Yeah.
Some of the prices, it's surprisingly good value, I think, for Italy.
So do you think it's worth then going for like a package deal rather than trying to do your own flights and your own hotel and all that?
Well, definitely I would have a look, as Sarah was saying there, have a look at like, the specialists would be, for example, you'd hear like Top Flight, you'd hear, it used to be Crystal Ski or Crystal, I don't know if they still
Lakes and Mountains,
Lakes and Mountains, but you'll see there's loads of different companies kind of specialise in the packages and get your ideas from there. And if you want a no effort, like no stress holiday, that's a good one to do.
Okay.
And you'll compare the value. Otherwise, as I said, like hotels, like I was mentioning there, you get beautiful hotels like the Centrale is a gorgeous little 3-star on the lake. You can book that directly, book your flights. Easy to do that as well. And then when you're there, you like the bus tickets, the boat tickets, again, they're all very easy to do. Excursions to Verona, very easy. Just book the buses in as well. So there's a huge variety of stuff to do. But again, if you like mixing with people like the travel department, or you like to have the chats and a bit of crack, they're group escorted holidays. You'd love that, Trina, I'd say, wouldn't you?
Depends on your age too. I think if it's a young
your
couple,
breakfast, Trina.
If you're a young couple, you probably want to do it yourself. You probably most of those organised tours are generally an older kind of demographic.
Yeah.
Or also if you're travelling with kids, you might want to get apartments. I mean, Garda is huge for all the campsites for families, and I don't mean camping
quality
as in
ones as well.
I don't mean like tents. I mean like mobile home sets, Bella Italian, all these places that are really popular. And it's right next to Garda Land, which is Italy's largest theme park. There's Peppa Pig Land there as well. There's loads. There's a Sea Life Aquarium. It's a huge big theme park now, open all day. Great for going in the evening as well. It's a cheaper time to go, but lots of great roller coasters. So it's a really good family destination as well. But I'd say if you're going with a family, maybe stay quite south of the lake near Verona.
Desenzano is beautiful
or
as well.
Peschiera or one of those kind kind of resorts, whereas Riva would be more probably for, I suppose, couples or, you know, that kind
quieter.
of style. Yeah.
And Sirmione, there's a great place, Sirmione, which juts out into the lake. It's famous for its castle.
Yeah.
And again, that's a beautiful place to go. Again,
Yeah.
you know, it's stunning. Again, the history is there as well. You loved that when you went
Sirmione,
there.
that's one of my favourite places. And
Gorgeous.
that's another thing to consider if you are, depending on, again, what type of holiday you're looking for. If you want to do a lot of the excursions, like Venice is about 2 hours away, I'd say.
Yeah.
Milan is about 2 hours away. Ideally, probably stay then south of the lake because it's easier to get to. Whereas if you're staying up the north, you're probably adding on another hour because you're driving, down, especially in peak season.
But
like
it is a
July,
lovely drive, though. That's the only thing. You do get to see. It's like a free little sightseeing tour, right?
true.
I
on the
kind of
bus.
don't mind, doing the drives and
For the
holidays like that.
€6, it's worth it.
Yeah, no, it's true. And again, it depends on the time of year. Like July, August is obviously going to be busier. Whereas if you're going in September, you'd probably fly down, you know, wouldn't be stuck in traffic and things like that.
I mean, people go there for Christmas. There's Christmas packages there. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's a different experience. But just you could see the swans sliding along the lake. You know, it's all very relaxed. It's lovely. So it's a kind of an all-round destination.
It is really.
Aside from,
I know it's a bit cliche, but it really is one of those.
So Trina, you'll have to go now.
everybody.
And finally, how long would you go for, would you say?
Well, a week definitely anyway. Minimum would be a week, 7 days. Yeah, you'd really have a lovely holiday.
If you want to do more travelling around, you could very easily go longer.
You could do a week in Lake Garda, and you could easily do 2 nights in Verona then if you wanted to do like a little add-on for the opera. Again, like Venice in summertime, I just say stay away. Go, like, you know, for me, go in September, October, or, you know, when it's not full on
Tourists
crowded.
everywhere.
Because it was 40 degrees last July in Venice, and it was makeup melting weather. So you don't want, that was me now. I don't want to talk about that. Ruined.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
Thanks a million, Trina.
Travel Saturday with Sarah and Ed on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio.
With Visit New Jersey. From sky to shore, from sun to snow. With winning historic cities.
See visitnj.org.